What up, ladies and gentlemen? Episode 15, doing time. We got the Scumlords in the building. Speak Rebel, Sha-Elemental, my co-host, Brutus Maximus, as always, Raw Side Hip Hop. 4 words. We got the start of 4 words right here with us today, so that's pretty dope. But what's going on, fellas?
Chilling. What's good?
Another day, man. Another day. What's going on?
What's up,
Mr. Rebel? How you doing?
You know, sex symbol shit today. I sunned myself in the pool.
No shit. There you go.
Did some writing.
Get that little fucking pale ass fucking tan.
Mascara beard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We both shake our head at the same time, Shaw. Like, oh, come on, man. But you gotta let the gray go, man. You gotta let it come in. You know, it's distinct.
I'm too young for that, man.
Me too. But
I'm too young. Right, 35.
It's all right. You gotta let it be, man. You gotta let TikTok, man. Yeah, TikTok.
I always like to consider myself like the sex appeal of this scene. You know what I'm saying? So
you're what, like the Burt Reynolds of this?
Yeah, there you go.
They don't
Burt, yeah, definitely. I'll settle for Burt Reynolds.
You got to get the bearskin rug behind you.
Could have gone David Hasselhoff. Could have been worse.
I got the Marilyn Monroe photo behind me.
Oh, there you go. There's one of the cliches.
Got pictures that I bagged up on the walls.
But we got Scumlords dropping tomorrow, so that's pretty dope. Animal Embassy Records first release. That's pretty dope. Dope shit.
It is. Me and Sha, 5 songs, completely written from scratch. With I think everyone who's on it and everyone that's on it and produced it is, I believe, a member of the Lifers.
Yeah, they are.
So it's kind of like made by Lifers. I attribute a lot of it to that. People got to know each other better. People start working with each other. People started making instrumentals for each other. So yeah, it not only is it Animal Embassy Records kind of first organic release, because we have some of our backs, but it's definitely also hip hop life.
That's dope.
Because the first single's a banger. The first single's fantastic. When you don't know what to expect, like Scumlords, you know, are you going to get some, filthy, depraved, wouldn't play it in front of your mum kind of stuff, or are you going to get, it's one of those things. It's kind of an anomaly. But after hearing that first, it was both. That's right. The first track, you can play it. Mum may not like it, but, cough up the dollars. You know what it is? It's a fantastic song. So what? There's 4 more tracks that we got to hear yet.
Yes. Yep. 4 more. A lot of moms like this song. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You can't count the moms. You know what I'm saying?
Dingy, but yet like had an ill.
Yeah, and it has a woman on it, so it makes us seem less threatening. Because like, oh, a woman's making music with them. No shit, I'll check this out.
It's true.
But we had an amazingly gorgeous woman with like the voice of an angel. And we made her swear and say obscene shit on the hook.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's where the Scumlords part came in.
It's a beautifully ugly song.
Shout out to Megan Richardson, actually, who sang the hook.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out Megan.
Yeah,
incredibly talented singer. She actually has a lot of stuff of her own out. If you're on Spotify or YouTube, Megan Richardson. She could play anything from a church to a pop song. So
yeah,
she
can do anything.
Absolutely. She made a huge difference on the first single. It made it cool. Rest of it is basically very dark. We got into a lot of kind of political stuff. Or subject matter. We went really dark and dusty. You know, the production, there's a lot of live instrument samples and live instruments themselves on a lot of things. So it has this like real heavy, dark, jazzy kind of vibe to it. At least I think, I don't know, that's what we were kind of going for.
Yeah, I got like, for me, it's like a dark, dingy, jazzy, lo-fi, still like smack you in your face vibe to it with a lot, like a good amount of like political. It's not overtly political, but it's like,
yeah,
it's there and it's just enough to not like spoil you on it and become preachy like some people kind of do. Not to name names, but there's certain people I think we've all heard of who, you know, get a little preachy sometimes, and you're like, all right, we get it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've heard the whole thing, and yeah, it's definitely got all those vibes going for it. But and we got the radio show on Saturday, No Request Radio. Shout out to Uncle Ev. Shout out to DNAP. We'll be there. Providence 95.5 BRU. We'll be there on Saturday, so that's dope. Then what?
Saturday,
I know
August 6th.
I know you guys have been working on a lot of other shit. Like besides for that, what's going on with you, Sha? Going on for the future?
Right now, I'm mixing down Dastardly Grin 2. I dropped a new track. Well, I didn't. Bofat dropped a new track today from his album coming up. Deadly Duos. Me and Mickey Bourbon are on that one. It's the first single. It came out on Snow Goons label, Goon Music. That shit's doing pretty well so far.
Right.
It's up today, but I'm getting good feedback on that. I like it. It's a dope concept, good song. I know I killed it. Mickey killed it. As always, Bo killed it. He's always killing everything. I'm still working on an album with him. I'm probably about maybe 45% done on now. Working on we got a EXP album with DL already in the can. We're already starting work on the next EXP album after that, which I've already got a couple tracks kind of working towards that too. So busy stuff. I got some other features I'm working on and stuff. And other things that I haven't announced yet that I'm not going to announce yet just because I don't want to, jinx myself and announce too much at once.
Right.
Big things coming.
Lots of new music. Only getting better too. Every time it's just leveling up every time. That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. Just got to keep working, stay busy. That's what a lot of people don't get, You got to stay busy. You got to keep yourself out there. Speak, what do you got going on?
To touch on something that Sha just said, Bofat has an amazing track on REP as well, where he produced that features, it's called AEXP, which features Animal MC and EXP kind of together. So it's me and Ferris, Sha, Kinzer. That's one of my favorite songs on the album, man. That Ferris killed that one.
Yeah,
that was kind of.
But
That was kind of, in a way, yeah. In a way, it's kind of Ferris's debut. So I was really excited about that. It's cool to work with Bo. He's in England, right?
Germany.
Yeah. So I mean, to further prove this is a worldwide thing, we got Snow Goons label, a dude from Germany, and two dudes from Boston on a show with an Australian, and an unfortunate gentleman from Tucket, Rhode Island.
Right.
Rhode Island is the New Jersey of New England. All right. So that's where all the runoff goes. It rains, everything goes down to the Tucket. Open socket. But you can, you can catch us there on Saturday. So true to the SCUMLORDZ tradition.
I know
we
you
will
guys
be in
got
the pinnacle of scum down in Providence.
bringing some extra scum to Prov. Thank you.
We're gonna blend it. No, we're gonna blend in very well. Yes. So now that we got the hatred of an entire state out of the way,
I didn't say that. He said that.
yeah, I know. He's adding you in that shit.
Fuck Rhode Island. So as far as stuff I'm working on now that me and Sha wrapped this, me and Ferris are going to drop our EP, LP, I'm not even sure how many songs it is. But we just started in on finally putting out an SC record. And I am working on a solo project with both this. You guys know promo Chris. Both this. I'm working on an EP entirely. Super lo-fi, weird, outside the box. It's going to be called Cause Patriot Junk Box. So that's going to be a fun, very dark, very sarcastic, very social, bitchy. I guess I would call it not even social commentary, it's social shit. So it's kind of the first experimental record that I've marked on. Just doing some cool shit outside. And in addition to that, I have a EP I'm working on with Chris Regan, producer of a lot of. But all three of these are basically out. Got releases coming. Have shows that we're all going to be playing. August 26th, catch me with Weapons Speed with Rex. And then me and Sha actually headline in October. But there's a ton of stuff. So everyone
broke up. August 30th, the Middle East will be headlining.
No, October
30th.
October.
Yeah, your mic's breaking up.
August 26th. I'm at
Copy of this.
August. Yeah.
Your mic's breaking up.
What's happening?
Your mic's breaking up.
Yeah.
Fix your motherfucking face.
Exactly. I think you might have blown all your bandwidth on OnlyFans, bro.
How's that?
Is this all dick pics?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, that's a little better.
So August 26th, Middle East, Weapon ESP and Rex. Me and Sha headlining. October 30th, Middle East. Many things to come. Google Speak the Rebel. Google Sha-Elemental. We're everywhere. You can find us on Facebook.
Oh, for our area is like the Apollo if you're from New York.
Right.
Exactly.
I've seen
Absolutely.
it wasn't at the Middle East or probably in Worcester. Why can't I think?
Yeah, the Palladium.
It wasn't one of those two places. I mean, a major artist, I've seen them all between those two places. Kanye, name them, you know, between the two spots. So that's like one of the area. That's
legendary venue, man. It's like CBGB's, the Apollo, like that level. So
on our level, of course.
Yeah, it's definitely big for us too, being able to book that. You know, it's like that's pretty damn dope. You know, fifth show out the gate, and it's like, all right, cool. Now, Sha, your mic's gone.
I see. Well, I was saying that. I mean, for us in our area, that's just like that's major. You guys has got to be big too, because I mean that's a major venue out here. It's one of the only ones that supports hip hop like it does. So
basically, yeah. I mean, that's the other issue is there's a lot of venues in this state that just don't want any. So to get an opportunity at a big club is huge because we don't get a lot of those as hip hop artists.
Yeah, that's really cool too because you know, it just shows the continued growth and reward for the efforts because you guys have been grinding for such a long period of time now. To be able to get that recognition and get up to those sort of venues is good. And it was good because we spoke to XL the Beast. Was that last week, B?
Yeah, it was last week.
And he was telling us all about, you know, the history of hip hop in the Boston area and so forth. So, you know, to come such a long way where you're playing in these amazing venues, I think it only speaks volumes to your craft and to your work ethic. And the people are starting to recognize that now and support that. And I think that's really a theme with underground or indie hip hop at the moment is that's starting to build that momentum.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I played there a bunch of times, opened for a bunch of people, but it's different opening from somebody working on a business arrangement with a promoter, and then this is a different thing.
Yeah, this was more so earned than shows in the past. How a lot of the scene used to work here, and going back to 10, you know, it was kind of like a ticket buy, but it was the only promoter and only circle of shows that was actually worth it, because, you know, we were all paying ourselves, getting KRS-One or Nipsey Hussle came, and
You're breaking up again, man.
good, great.
You're breaking up. Get your mic going.
I think what he was saying, like, before it was like you buy tickets, you sell the tickets, you open, that type of situation, where this is like you're the main act. You know what I mean?
It's cool. It's cool because it's an acknowledgement of like, hey, we know people are gonna come to see you, so you know, don't have to take pre-sale.
Those are the type of things you need to do to get to this point, and you can make money off it. If you know the right people, if you get, say, 35 to open for MOP, and you know that many people who like MOP,
yep,
you're making your money back. You're drinking for free that night, putting some money in your pocket, having a great night. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing when done appropriately. But then you got these people that are like, oh, you know, pay me $100 to come do this show and rap in front of 30 other rappers who are also going to rap that night. And those type of things where you're like, that's the cornball shit. There's a difference between business and cornball shit. That's cornball shit. The ticket thing, if you're doing it with the right people, which really in any area is only going to be a select few.
Exactly.
You should know the difference between the two when you're doing it.
Right.
Get your fucking PayPals ready.
Right. Amy, fucking.
I've got a question. I've got a question for. I'll ask you both separately. Sha, maybe you go first. Which SCUMLORDZ song are you looking forward to playing live the most?
I kind of already have. I like the AEXP joint. That just gets me amped. I get to go first, and then I don't know. There's something about being able to go first and then just chill the rest of the song. Me, because it's like I get this like mental zone. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the blind on, and I'm only thinking about my songs and nailing every line and like just repeat in my head until I get it out, and then I can relax.
Yep.
It's like that one is probably my favorite one. Other than that, I'd say maybe they're all good. I don't even know. To be honest with you, Missed Apocalypse Dust, either one of them. Yeah, I mean, those would probably be the two that stand out, and then AEXP. So really, the whole goddamn thing. I love it. So. Not to, you know, have a big head, but
That's all right. You got to.
Yeah. If you don't think you're the shit, nobody else is gonna.
Right. Exactly.
As you know.
Yeah, we all know. But go ahead, Brutus. You wanted a two-parter.
That's it. Speak. Which one are you gonna like performing the most?
We played, so the only experience I have playing any of these songs so far is we played a festival opening for Redman and Method Man, which turned into a fucking monsoon while we were on stage. So we played Pay Me, and it was pretty cool, but it was sheets of rain and standing amongst way too many electric products on stage.
Dope song.
So I think performing it this time without the fear of death is going to be cool. I did have a Michael Jackson moment though when the fucking wind whipped through, and I was like, it was great. It was fucking awesome. It was Michael Jackson for me.
As long as you weren't touching.
Yeah, no one was getting touched. just hearts. Just hearts with fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
Are you still anticipating levels of precipitation or moisture when you perform live these days?
Thank God we're mostly playing inside, so that's a bonus.
He He didn't.
Can I
catch
just
that.
say also, we never got paid for that show. Well, we're here airing grievances.
No shit.
We're all owed money for that one. So that I don't care, man. We're owed $80. We never got it. We all almost died in a fucking hurricane in front of 7 people, 5 of which we knew.
No, we had like 12.
Oh yeah, all right. And then we had there was a bathroom line, there was a porta toilet line that we entertained as well. So it was real. The show went great.
Yeah. There was more people in line in the porta potties than fucking anything.
We're still owed $80 for that, amongst many other things that I feel we're owed after that.
That's
And
crazy.
ironically, the song was called "Pay Me." Does anyone see the irony?
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
In front of me.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I
There it
got
is.
mine right over there.
I don't even. Yeah. Yep.
You have to go all Wiz
Black.
Khalifa on him. Go Wiz Khalifa on him and just start smacking DJs and stuff.
It's funny to me that a guy like that has a DJ. Like, how do you DJ that?
I have no idea how you do that. That shit's
All right, so Jay just battled the entire state of Rhode Island and Wiz Khalifa, and a promoter in the same fucking interview. This is going great.
Right. How do you feel? How you feeling getting back on stage in August?
And fuck bars over bars.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that in my house. Fucking Derek.
We're trying to make this one the highest rated fucking Lifers Doing Time episode.
Yeah, right.
So,
heard mom in the background.
Mom just rolled in the room on that one.
Yeah, I heard.
Fuck Derek. This chicken nugget is not up for his shit. No, but hello, everybody. Hi, Brad.
Get him.
Sean.
Sean, hi,
Love you,
Sean.
Mom.
All right. Can I do my interview?
Sorry,
Jesus
you
Christ.
fucking said that word.
Ma, I'm doing an interview.
Don't talk about bars over fucking idiots in my house.
Goodbye,
All of the
Susan.
disability
Susan.
community, shut up. I'm a Roomba with an attitude.
This is why I'm still single.
No.
Mom, meatloaf.
Goodbye. All right.
Baby speak.
Yeah, so
Sit on daddy's lap.
all right. Love you guys.
That's why you're still single.
Love you.
Yeah.
Smooches. All right. So, as some people know, I've been hurt since that show, actually, since a little bit before that show. I ended up tearing my intestine and part of my diaphragm, and it was extremely hard to rap for a couple of months, so I had to cancel my summer shows. But I'm at a point now where I'm way stronger and taking it easy. But I'm pumped back. All shows are awesome.
That's after.
Weather's awesome. A ton of events going. I mean, fall in New England is like its own thing. So
Right.
there's already a lot going on, and it's cool to be a part of that, especially in Boston. So I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot of these songs too. I mean, we have a whole 20 minutes worth of brand new stuff that we can all play. So it's gonna be good. These songs, a lot of these songs we built for live situations. There's a lot of really big, sexy hooks that we totally did on purpose. We wanted to kind of marry kind of hardcore East Coast to like a West Coast vibe. You know what I mean? Like the West got danceable songs. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? It's a whole vibe. So me and Sha are big fans of that. That was actually one of the first things we talked about. What was that, Sha?
I said we outside.
Exactly. So that was actually one of the main kind of goals sound wise, was to also have kind of West Coast, you know, like LA, Compton sort of vibe. You know, the shit we all grew up with that we love. So it was, you know, we purposely did a little bit outside of what we would do for solo songs. whereas I'd be a little more lo-fi. Sean would be maybe a little more hard and East Coast, and so it was like we melded thoughts together on that, and we actually came out with some really cool ass songs that are gonna bang, that are produced by like local people too that are fucking dope.
We got DC on there.
Yeah,
obviously. Got Bofat, I should say. I say it right.
Bofat.
We got Improv.
We got 2 beats by Improv. We got Chris Regan beat. So it's also relevant people that you're gonna actually see at shows around here, and whose stuff you're gonna hear on charts. And
right.
The cool thing about a lot of this is all like so hands on that like you can go to a show here. This is such a scene. You can go to a show, and it's like there's the guy who produced the song is right there. That dude did the video. Like this guy, you know what I mean? So it's really cool to be in a scene that kind of like built back up. Not necessarily went anywhere, but we're kind of the next wave of like guys. So.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like you guys are the next wave. As we were talking about that with XL, and that's how his conversation on the history of Boston hip hop got started. Is because he's like the generation before you guys, and now you guys in the next one, and then you got all these younger kids coming up. We got well, no, I was gonna say Spark Kent, but he's a Connecticut cat, but he's dope as fuck. He's one of my favorite younger cats out there. But we got to do like Noah. We
got Noah,
Noah just running wild out there doing his thing. So, but he's a good kid. But how do you guys feel about that? How do you like nurturing the next generation?
Pass it on. Anything. Like a lot of people look at me like I'm this fucking angry motherfucker. Oh, he's stubborn. Yeah, I am stubborn, absolutely. But
we know.
To the time there's a point and something behind it. And usually I'm just a very blunt and to the point person. So I get taken as being an asshole a lot of the time when I'm just like, nah, this is what it is. I'm not trying to. Here it is. Why waste time to get to the point where, that can cause issues. But, to me, that's part of it is like, I'm letting people know who don't know a lot of this shit. They need to do that shit. You don't want to look like a clown? Well, here's a few things you can do to not look like a clown. Okay? If you don't know me and don't know somebody, don't tag them and 100 other rappers that you're just friends with.
Yeah.
That post, I had a post the other day about this. I could go on a long list of things you can do to not look like a jackass. And a lot of people just, they think they know everything and they're not receptive to a lot of information. But whatever, I'm still going to keep just dropping the knowledge and the gems because, that's how you learn. I didn't have people a lot of the time to show me a lot of shit. So it was like trial and error going through the whole recording, everything, down to recording, art, like every little thing was try it this way. No, that don't look right. That don't sound right. Nope. Keep going. And just doing the same thing. But if you can listen to people and pick up things, you can learn and you can get shortcuts where you don't have to go through that. But you also got to figure out who you should be listening to and who you should. It's like I always say, I'm like, listen, if we're going to go play, and I've used this analogy in conversations with you guys before, it's like, if we're going to go play football, I'm not bringing a football in a helmet and pads, bringing a baseball bat, a glove, because we're playing baseball. You know what I mean? So you got to that's why they call it a game, because there's certain things that no matter how bad you want them to be a different way, they're not.
Yep.
There's other things about it that are adaptable and do change over time. So it's just all about learning when to make that road. And you just, I'm all showing. That's probably one of my biggest weaknesses when I was way too many features on a lot of my early work. People, maybe some of them didn't really deserve to be there in some cases. Not to say I'm somebody special, but it's just being more selective about what you're doing and who you're associating with yourself with, and seeing how people move and learning from it and applying that. So that's how I look at that stuff, because that's very important, because I would prefer if people didn't have to go through a lot of the shit I went.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And to a larger point about and Sean touched on a lot of this. You know, people forget that this is a culture, right? So in any culture, there's tradition. There's traditions that are passed on, passed down, and that are true to the essence of the creation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this is trial and error, but a lot of it is also you gotta let people in your circle tell you hard. You know what I'm saying? Like Sha calling out, don't tag 100 people, or Marcel Black talking about, you know, don't rap over your vocals live. This is shit that was passed down to us. You know what I'm saying? That came from the creators of this down. So I feel a lot of people don't realize this is a cult, like this is a way of life. You know what I mean? This is
more than music. It's called.
It's more exactly. I mean, it's equated to being like, you know, like being Jewish is a way of life. Being Italian or being, you know, French or yeah, that is this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they call, you know, I hate when people call it gatekeeping. And it's like, nah, bro, we're honestly like just telling you that it's fucking whack. You know, like as humans who have been around this, like we're not gonna sit there and gas you up. We're gonna check you on shit because it makes us look bad too. You know what I'm saying?
We'll big you up, but we're not gonna gas you up.
Exactly. And I mean, yo, and it's like anything else, like say what you mean, but don't say it mean. None of us, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I had dudes when I came up, my boy Jackson, Thurston Howell, and Mateo Getz, and King Arthur, who are from Framingham, the town next to me. And these cats were older. These cats were in their like mid-30s when I was an idiot, like 22-year-old. So, you know, this shit was passed down to me because at one point in life, I was the kid tagging 100 people, or I was the kid spamming inboxes, or, you know, doing this or that live. It was like, nah, you know, don't do. We're telling you that because we want you to do as good as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes from a position of love. Like, yo, we want everyone who's putting work and time and life into this to shine like it should, but do it the right way. And it's like anything else. It's like anything else, man. When people come to you, it's sweeter. When people notice you because of your talent and not because you blew their inbox up for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's genuine. This is a people-based genre and scene and way of life. You know, this is connection. This is human interaction. I feel a lot of new cats miss out on that. Now, in the same regard, bro, I am still nowhere near what I want to accomplish with this. And on the flip side, I think you need to listen to the kids coming up too, because these kids got fresh ideas. They have fresh perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So
you're building into TikTok, aren't you? You're building into a TikTok moment. I can see this clear as day. It's like, oh, you got to respect the old, and we pass on this. Oh, but we got to be moving in that younger circle. Oh, by the way, I'm on TikTok. Fancy that.
Hey, listen, you need people to pass the torch too, right? You know what I'm saying? So think about it. This has been one long 50-year relay torch pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, shit on the kids, but also encourage the kids because we were the kids. Is my kind of how I feel about people coming.
Yeah, it's the same shit that we went through when we were younger. Same stuff. But actually, it's good that you say a 50 year because next week, August 11th, is the 49th birthday of hip hop. That shit is wild to me. 49 years. And we're going to be doing a little giveaway on the page, and we're going to do it by a keyword. And what you're going to do is you're going to be watching now. I'm going to give you the keyword. The keyword is Sedgwick. All right, everyone? Sedgwick. That's the keyword. Now, the other details to this on how to win are 2 more times throughout this week. I'm going to go live and give you guys the keyword again. It's going to be the same keyword. You got to watch out for it. It'll be up there, pinned to the features and whatnot on the page. And then on Hip Hop's birthday, between 7 and 8 p.m., the first person to DM me that keyword is going to win the merch bundle. And that's how we're going to do the giveaway. So anybody watching, remember that shit. I don't care if you're in Canada or whatnot. We'll ship that shit out to you. No doubt. But now, so anyway, back to the 49th birthday. How do you guys feel about that? Like, when you were growing up, did you ever think that hip-hop would get to 49 years old? Because when I was a kid, the way the culture was and the way, like, our parents were, I didn't think it would make it that far. I thought the mainstream would have killed it.
I pretty much thought it would, just because even it had been around long enough for me to see, okay, this is more than just a fad when I kind of got into it. But, like, to me, what blows my mind is more like Dr. Dre was at the Super Bowl and shit like that. Like, when I was up, like, the generations ahead of us were like, what the fuck are you listening to? And, like, all they heard was murder, murder, kill, kill, kill.
Right,
but,
right.
You know, obviously, but, like, just seeing that, like, it's gotten to the point where, like, a lot, like, how the culture is changed. MC Hammer got shit on for doing Taco Bell commercials and Pepsi commercials, and now, like, that's what money is endorsements and stuff like that. So, like, and then how acceptable it is compared to back then, and how perceptions have changed, and how, like, a lot of stuff blows my mind. Like, I've always known that there was, like, ghostwriters in hip hop and writers and stuff like that, and, like, the whole idea that, like, people are even thinking of considering people to be among the greats, knowing that they've used ghostwriters, to me is just, like, blasphemous. I'm just like, how? Doesn't even, like, to me, like, you can't even be put in that conversation. Were you entertained? Did you make great songs? Yeah, absolutely. You're one of the greatest performers of all time, but you're not necessarily an MC or one of the greatest MCs of all time. Like, that's a different thing. Like, you got to encompass more, to me, and it needs to be mainly from you and from here, from somebody else's or whatever.
That's a fantastic point, Sharp. I just want to speak on that because I've had a couple of discussions over the past couple of weeks around lyricism and the importance of, you know, this hip hop thing. It is a culture, and there's a number of different elements, but writing your stuff is one of those elements. You know, lyricism, like it or hate it or whatever, whether it sells or not, is an integral part of the culture. So when you say it like that and you say, okay, you know, we're nearly 50 years old as a culture, you know, that's still relatively young in music terms. So it's still feeling its way around. But I think the things that you can't let go of are the integral core components of the culture, which is exactly what you've touched on there, Shah, is this ghostwriting, this ability to create your own stuff and then perform it and deliver it.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, that's, like, one of the core tenements to me as far as being, like, hip hop. Like, you can rap, anybody can rap. You can write a rap for grandma and she can rap it. But is she a rapper? I don't know. But she just rapped. It's a thing you can do. But is it a thing you do? And is it a thing that encompasses, like, everything you are as a human being?
Yeah.
And coming from you and your mind, your experiences, your soul, if you think that is a thing, whatever it means to you, that's the difference to me. It's like difference between a rapper and an MC. An MC, everything is, like, 100% from them, authentic, like, this is their experience, all that. Whereas, you know, other people are rappers. They rap.
Yeah.
They make
and
music.
I think, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think for me, being, I mean, not substantially younger than some guys, but 7 years, 10 years. So, like, me coming up, I've never known a time period didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? I also had a younger mother who was in tune with times, who's much younger than I am now. So for me, it was just like always been an option. Around that time, Hammer popped off. You had Dre and all them, Snoop popping off. So that was kind of for me as a kid, like hip hop was already for me. But I think one of the 50 years, I think we're about 25 years too late on having someone like Dr. Dre. I mean, we should have been had that. I think two factors have helped the culture that have also kind of hurt it is marketing and mainstream accessibility. It's the number one genre in the world now, and that's great because it's turned on, but it's also worse because music's worse because it's a business. It's 5 dudes sitting around trying to write radio songs. And that has a trickle down effect to, you know, ghostwriters at our level, and it's like, what's even the point?
Right.
So some people, you know, with the marketing aspect of it, having essentially made hip hop a brand, it's weakened the overall culture. So it made it that much harder to keep people because it has a corporate aspect. And sometimes, but the other thing I don't like is there's an us versus them mentality. You know, it's like, regardless of genre, we're still in the same boat. Still should be the same rules. So it's helped and it's helped grow, but it's hurt. It's watered down. So
It's good things and bad things with it. It
Yeah.
kind of goes ways. What I love now about nowadays, honestly, is just the independence and the not having to rely on a big label system. That's one of the key things I love about the current era.
yeah, the accessibility has 100
But
times.
also a bad thing too, because now anybody can rap. So everybody's rapping, and people probably shouldn't be rapping. I'm sure people say that about us, but whatever. It's kind of regulate that in your own mind, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm sure I put out shit I probably shouldn't have like 10 years ago, but whatever.
And it's and here's the thing: is like the willingness to want to dedicate yourself more to get better at it. It's a willingness to check yourself, need to get better at it. It's a willingness to keep growing. Always
Don't check yourself, then you're never going to get any better. You're just going to be satisfied with where you're at. And then
I think
you cannot believe your own hype. Can't. Absolutely.
Speak, you're breaking up again, so fix your fucking mic, man. Sha, that's a good point, because we're talking about
Fix your fucking mic.
we're talking about that. We're talking about the culture and obviously the accessibility, but it sort of goes back to what you were saying about who you surround yourself with, who you take advice from, and so forth. See, the good thing about the accessibility of it now, it's also the bad thing, like you say. But at your level, you really have to work hard to make any money, right? So you don't necessarily have a lot of those vultures hanging around that are just in it for the money, because there's no money. Let's be fair. Like, you know, you're working your ass off so it's a lot more about the craft. And so that way you get to surround yourself with more like-minded people, more people that are, you know, holistic in their view of the culture and the art that's being created. But by the same token, you still need those people to say, you know, that steel sharpen steel mentality. You know what I mean? So it's a really good point, because there are pluses and negatives for all of it. And we see that on a daily basis.
Yeah, so like for me, like that whole steel sharpen steel thing, for me that's a thing too, because like I hate people, so clearly
yeah, he really does.
No shit.
between you and XP, you know, shout out to XP, love y'all guys, y'all my brothers. But yeah, you know what I mean. A lot of it is like, that's why I fuck with them, because like we're not afraid to tell each other when something's whack, first of all, and second of all, it's like we give each other the encouragement when needed, but also it's like steel sharpens steel. So I wanna work with people who like make me want to be better. When I hear their music, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, word. I need to top that. And that's also why, like, I think like a lot of the shit I listen to, I kind of try to keep it stuff that makes me want to up my ante and make, you know, raise my own bar internally to where, because if I'm not doing that, then I'm not really striving for anything. And to me, the important thing too with that is kind of keeping up with current hip hop. I mean, some people, it's like, oh, if it wasn't from the 90s, they won't even listen to it. And I'm just like, and they're like, oh, hip hop now sucks. And I'm like, the radio sucks, absolutely, because it's the same 5 songs over and over again. But if you know where to look, there's tons of good hip hop out that you'd love, but you just won't
amazing,
take it.
Yeah, amazing, fresh. I mean, there's a lot. The boom trap movement is dope. I will fully admit that. A lot of people hate that I said that, but the
just got to be dope. That's all it boils down.
Exactly, man. It just comes down to if it sounds dope, it be accepted by the entire.
And I like
all it really comes down to.
Exceptional rapping entertains me. That's what I want to hear. So like that's why I look up to people like Nas and like Royce the 5'9" and people like that who I'm like, they make me push my pen.
Yep.
Benny, like
and it's not just your pen too. Yeah, rappers. It's not just your pen either. It's like I've seen Speak do it. I've seen you do it, Sha. I've seen a lot of people that we know. Jay Kinzer is another one that just I think of off the top of my head that just is constantly leveling up. Different sound. He's not sitting in that same pocket that he was a year or two ago. So it's not just lyrically he's better. It's the fact that he is making better music overall. And that's moving with the times. That's taking inspiration from different things that have changed in the past 2 or 3 years. We're seeing that a lot at this level. That it's not just about the pen. That leveling up is the entire process, whether that is beat choice, style of music that you're going for. Like the SCUMLORDZ is a lot more jazzy, dusty, rather than just punch you in the face. I mean, it's got both, but it's that sort of element that when I talk about leveling up and I look at where the culture is and where it's come from, is that's an essential part of that, and it's a beautiful thing that we're seeing because people aren't worried so much about the cash. They're worried about the quality of music.
Right. Well, listen, man, people forget that, what the streets want, the streets are going to get. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the streets and the culture are tuned into, if you want to be a part of that and a part of that culture and appeal to the culture at large, you got to give the culture what it's asking. You know what I'm saying? That's why, 808s are not a crime. You know what I'm saying? Or trap bass is not a crime. And it's bringing your own style to current culture, current fresh sounds. That's why I like cats like Kendrick Cole so similar idea. These dudes are poets and songwriters, literal songwriting, composing poets. But it's still fresh, you know what I'm saying? It's still due to the time. And I feel that's why dudes like Jay-Z been popular so long, stayed fresh and current to what the streets had going on, what the kids had going on, and brought his own style to it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's evolving with things. You can only fight the new way of doing things. So much. What's up?
Jay-Z turned cool into a commodity.
Exactly.
When you say cool, it's like in hip hop, there's a few people you can think of. Snoop, obviously, that guy's everybody loves Snoop. But Jay-Z, it's cool. You never seen the dude sweat.
Yep.
I mean, it's that persona, and that whole thing. He always reinvented himself just enough.
Yep.
To not be known, but still move with the times, and that's important. You gotta always evolve. That's why, I try to listen to all the new rappers. When people put me onto somebody who's dope, can actually spit, I'm listening to them because I need to know what are the dopest flows, what are the dopest entendres and pockets and all that shit, because I'm stealing from everybody. I don't give a fuck. That's what we all do with them.
I feel that.
We recycle it with our own twist and our own lives, and that becomes what we are. A little bit of everything I've ever listened to. I'm a little bit of Cube, a little bit of Pac, a little bit of Biggie, a lot of Nas, a lot of Royce, a lot of fucking Cormega, AZ, friggin' MOP, Bone Thugs, Sticky Fingers, Jadakiss, the Lox, Outkast, everything. I'm all of that.
All the rappers.
And I learned from, and that's I was all right, this is what all these people did to make it their own. How can I differentiate myself from that while also paying homage to that? And that's what we become as MCs. MC.
The way I think about like music and art and all that is like everything that's ever been said and ever gonna be said has already been said. It's just how you flip it and you change it into yours. Same thing with art, sculpting, painting. Everything that's ever been painted has been painted. You know, the only other thing is like the actual portrait of a real life fucking alien. That's the only thing that hasn't really. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just each individual interprets their art and puts it out there. You know. And like you said earlier about hip hop becoming a brand, it's hip hop as a whole is a brand, but each individual person we're all four of us right here, our own brands right now. You know, it's just how we all just kind of came into the lane and started doing what we do, you know? So it's kind of crazy. Then we all kind of came together.
I'm like a Family Dollar hip hop. I'm like a Family Dollar next to a Denny's.
There you go. What the fuck, Denny?
That's my brand right there. My people.
That's how Scumlord. I'm more like the corporate Scumlord, like the corporation who's all like fly and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm running shit. Fuck you, pay me.
Right. And they want to change the nuggets, and you're like, no, fuck you. We're not changing the nuggets. Right.
Right. That's shitty fries that they've been pushing, trying to convince people are good with commercials for God knows how long. Sorry, McDonald's, your fries suck.
Yeah. Speaking of nuggets. Well, I got like 2 seconds here. Fact that someone can go to prison for 9 years in this world for having less than a gram of marijuana or oil on them is a fucking crime.
It wasn't even marijuana.
It was CBD. That's diet weed. Diet
weed. Yep. It's wild.
Not only that, but if Brittany Griner was Tim Tebow, she'd be home a minute. So,
because Christians would have been like, send Timmy home. We love him.
So I think that needs to be that's something that's heavy on my mind, especially America's track record with gay, black, and women. So I really hope America gets its fucking shit together and gets its home. I think that's something that hasn't been talked about. So there is my soapbox. But I think
they're gonna have. Russia wants the dude from the Lord of War movie, right? And that's what I've been hearing.
I mean, whatever. You know what, dude? There's always gonna be some scumbag that's selling guns. So
they're like old weapons of mass destruction. We want him for the basketball player. But this is how they roll. That everybody knew she was going to get that type of time because that system. I saw a statistic the other day: 99% of their cases end in conviction. So that other 1% is probably literally Putin going, "Nah, that's my boy."
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my cousin. You can't put him in there.
So keep getting her back. We got to trade some asshole for her, whatever. Just get it done. I mean, fuck.
What I'm saying. I mean, we give him the dude, and on the way, maybe we drone the dude. You know what I'm saying? Do some real America type shit. All right.
Do Lander with
but I think what we touched on with some of the social topics that we rapped about and some of the things we talked about, I think that is just as important, especially in hip hop now, to have substance and to talk on issues about people within the culture that we're a part of.
Right.
You know what I mean? This was founded on minorities being equality and justice and not being allowed in clubs to play. So fuck it, we're gonna hijack, the street lamp power, and we're gonna put our own shit up. We're gonna put ourselves up. So I think the social justice aspect of this needs to somehow be present in some way, shape, or form.
I mentioned gatekeeping before. Some gatekeeping that needs to be done though is like, for instance, people like the Ronald McDonald rapper. I won't say his real name, but
these fucking Trump acts.
He has a whole sect of hip hop fans that are like supporting him and his beliefs and what he thinks is just amazing to me, because I'm like, that is like the complete antithesis of what hip hop was really founded on in the first place. It was like anti-establishment.
Yes, absolutely.
These like the government is the man, that type of thinking. Like, it wasn't, not all of it to say was all political, because it really started off as party music, but it definitely was like a big part of it was that, shortly after the beginning. And like, I think that's important shit in general in life, because you got to have your morals and all that. And it's like, that's why to me, hip hop is very much like a religion in a sense, because
absolutely.
Especially for like an MC who actually like lives and breathes it, it's like that it becomes paramount to that, because it's like, it's the same thing. You base a lot of your, your beliefs on what, you may hear in some of that stuff. For instance, like I grew up on like a lot of like Ice Cube and Tupac stuff. So like they talked a lot of militant shit. So
me too.
Me too. Who are these people that they're referencing and all this shit? So I would look it up and read into it, and I learned a lot of history just based on songs I was hearing and things like that. And that's one of it that I think needs to be kind of like not focused on, but definitely not forgotten. It's like
the teaching element of
we can party anything, but we also got everything.
Yeah, that's where everyone found the popularity in it, and then started to hijack the vehicle, because they were sitting there saying, okay, all of a sudden, we've got a culture, we've got a group of people here who are starting to get too big for their boots, get out of there, and they're starting to speak their real truths, right? And so all of a sudden, as mainstream does, as governments do and whatever else, they say, okay, how can I use that? How can I weaponize their own shit? All right. And so we start doing this. We start having everything that hip hop's not about, and we start flooding it. All right. And we start making it about something else, so that we can dilute the message and the power that these people have with their stuff. And that's, I did an interview with Chicago rapper Water the other day, and he spoke fantastically. His latest album with Vanderslice is called Life is More Than White Bricks. And his dichotomy, dare I say it, Sha, is that he's trying to bring balance to it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there is some of that. There is some of that Pusha T stuff, that Benny stuff, blah, blah, blah. But then there's a lot of street poets, and there's a lot of people with a message, and there's a lot of people trying to say stuff, and there's a lot of people trying to advance not themselves, but their communities and their culture. So I thought that was really important, and I think that's something that we can't overlook. As we do start to look at hip hop turning 49, is that's still a key element to this day.
Yeah, and that happens with any industry. Like, once it starts going on its own, and they see that they see that it can make money, they're like, oh, okay, let me plug into this real quick, because we got the real money. It's just like the marijuana industry in America right now. Any state that it's these dirty motherfuckers, they block this shit for generation, and now they're like, oh, people actually know the truth. It really isn't harmful. Oh my god.
Yep.
Can't beat them, join them. Now they run everything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So totally taking over that industry. Totally taking over.
And it comes back to, like, it's a good and a bad thing, because like there is somewhat of a trickle down effect of that. Now, be it not very much where we are, but like Jay-Z, for example, made it so that it could. You know what I mean? And that did have a trickle down effect down to someone like me, where and a lot of other people, that if you push, if you hustle. There's a hustle element to this. There's a pushing element. By any means necessary, I need to be heard by the world sort of aspect that has been passed down as well from the business side. I mean, hip hop was launched first. Dance music, club music. It was cats like KRS-One, teaching. So, and then there was a big, Rakim and them, Eric B came out. That was kind of first, like, business sort of rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's staying true to all of those aspects. So with hip hop being more popular after it sucks, but it also has had issues. So, buy my album. The SCUMLORDZ album comes out tomorrow. The 5th.
Midnight.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Midnight.
Buy my album. You could say buy Sha's album too. It's his album as well. Buy our album.
Yes, our album. Buy lots of our album.
Yeah.
Multiple copies. But there's also an option. I just want to throw this out there. All right, on Bandcamp, there's an option where it says, "Would you like to pay more than the suggested
There you
price?"
go.
Pay more.
Feel free. Just start throwing 20s at it. All right, we're eternally grateful. We hope you like the album. It's dope. We're fucking all in it. Buy the album, play the album. Get up on TikTok and play the album. You get paid for that too.
And shout out to everybody who helped us make the album. Y'all the best.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Yes.
Everybody involved killed it. Did exactly what was asked of them.
Huge. And Kinzer and Ferris destroyed it. Those are our only features outside of Megan on a hook. But we kept it entirely Inner Circle Family, EXP, Animal Embassy, Doll, Ink Management, Offside, Lifers, all that. It's all
more. So y'all want more of that Scumlord shit? You got to let us know. And somebody might have to cut a check. I'm just saying.
Gotta let us know by buying it.
Pay that extra money so that Speak can get some more mascara.
Yeah, for the beard, bro. Yo, tell me this doesn't look fresh.
Look at that.
Looks fresh as shit, huh?
You got to salt and
Thank
pepper
you,
it.
fellas. Thank you so much. We're gonna start wrapping it up here.
Good to see everyone.
Episode 15 in the book. Scumlords tomorrow, midnight.
Sedgwick.
We're gonna be on No Request Radio Saturday.
Right. Saturday, I'll be live streaming from my page, J Speed Lane, my personal page. I'll be live streaming all of us up there. It's gonna be me, Ferris, Shah, Brad. All be live on air. You can catch it on WBRU360.com, and it also airs on FM on WBRU 101.1 on Tuesdays. So they have time to. So we'll be streaming the whole thing. Y'all can come party with us in the studio. It's a lot of fun. You get to hear me talk about ridiculous shit on a lot. I don't know why they decided to have me on the radio on a consistent basis. I'm going to be joining them once a month, and so you'll be able to hear me on the FM airwaves of Providence, Rhode Island. Scenic Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence giving you an opportunity, and you're over there blasting the shit out of
Bro,
them.
it's mainly just Woonsocket and Pawtucket, bro.
All right, thanks.
You know.
Pawtucket.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, we know.
And Woonsocket. So Woonsocket that's where all the liquors.
Pawtucket's outside the window. All right, fellas. It's been a pleasure.
Love you, babe. Bye, Sha.
15's in the books. Remember, keyword Sedgwick.
Buy my album. Buy my album. Buy our album.
Click the link to Raw Side. Go buy some merch.
Shit.
Yeah,
Just fucking show up and give us money, and then leave us alone.
Scumlords.
Scumlords.
Yeah, bitch.